In the 7th episode of the second season of House of the Dragon, Jaehaerys Velaryon demonstrates his sharp insight by correctly predicting that one of the Targaryen scoundrels will declare himself to be the king. Despite the fact that Rhaenyra is in dire need of riders for her dragons, Jace's concerns of the fools Hugh Hammer and Ulf claiming ownership of Vermithor and Silverwing are well-founded. Hugh and Ulf not only contradict Jace's personal claims of Targaryen legitimacy by demonstrating that being reared in Dragonlord nobility has no influence on the ability to ride a dragon, but they also represent threats to Rhaenyra and Aegon's grip on the Iron Throne. This is because Hugh and Ulf are able to demonstrate that being raised in Dragonlord nobility does not affect the ability to ride a dragon. At the same time that Jaehaerys is venting his frustrations about Rhaenyra's desire to create dragon seeds, he also gives a key hypothetical concerning what Rhaenyra will do in the event that one of the base-born, silver-haired dragon riders decides that he wants to rule the Seven Kingdoms for himself. Rhaenyra does not take this question seriously, although Jace does make an excellent point. As the novel Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin explains, the silver-haired Targaryen bastard Hugh Hammer eventually seeks to sit on the Iron Throne. Furthermore, this fear becomes a reality in The Dance of the Dragons, which is a book written by Martin. Hugh Hammer will come to the conclusion that he ought to be the one to lead the Seven Kingdoms at the Dance of the Dragons, despite the fact that Prince Jaehaerys Velaryon will certainly have passed away by this point. Hugh Hammer and Ulf betray Rhaenyra and desert to the Greens at the First Battle of Tumbleton. This occurs after they fought for Team Black during the Battle of the Gullet, which resulted in the terrible death of Jaehaerys, and the fall of King's Landing, which resulted in Rhaenyra securing the Iron Throne. Hugh and Ulf were dispatched together with their dragons, Vermithor and Silverwing, to protect Tumbleton from the Green forces. However, they ended up turning their dragons against the town and destroying it. Immediately after Hugh begins to wear a black iron crown, Team Green puts an end to his reign by putting an end to the impostor himself. Following the brief period in which the two betrayers joined the Greens, Hugh referred to himself as Lord Hammer and declared his intention to ascend to the position of King of Westeros. In reference to Prince Daeron Targaryen, Hugh makes the decision that the king ought to be a strong man, not a boy. He goes on to explain that the reason he is entitled to the position of king is the same reason as the conqueror. It's a dragon. After hearing a prophecy that predicts a new king will rise to power when the hammer falls upon the dragon, Hugh, who has silver hair, becomes more convinced of his claim in the novel Fire and Blood. Immediately after Hugh begins to wear a black iron crown, Team Green puts an end to his reign by putting an end to the impostor himself. In addition to the concerns that Jaehaerys expressed in the 7th episode of the second season of House of the Dragon, the show has already incorporated a number of significant information that would eventually lead to Hugh Hammer announcing his intention to become king. In the first place, Hugh has recently suffered the loss of both his daughter and his wife, which has left him without a reason to remain in King's Landing. In addition, he must demonstrate that he is a capable leader after he has let down his family. Furthermore, Hugh's wife has made multiple references to the fact that she is going to move to Tumbleton to live with her brother. It is in Tumbleton that Hugh betrays Rhaenyra and eventually declares himself to be the king of the dance. The caltrops of Team Green are responsible for the death of Hugh Hammer during the Second Battle of Tumbleton, which is most likely going to take place during the 4th season of House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon has also placed a greater focus on the power of predictions surrounding the Targaryens. As a result, it is possible that Hugh will ultimately hear the prophecy about the Hammer, King and Dragon, which will be a more significant element of his character development. After Daemon's passing, Hugh Hammer would be the eldest living direct male descendant of King Jaehaerys because his mother is Princess Sarah Targaryen. This would make him the oldest direct male descendant of King Jaehaerys. Additionally, Hugh is now riding Vermithor, the largest living dragon after Vhagar, which was originally mated with King Jaehaerys, I of Targaryen earlier in his life.